Dorothy Janzak. And I want you to say, Charles Calisano makes an annual donation to this club of $200. Hey, Charles, good for you. That's it. Help your senior groups out. They're going to have a trip which is going to Erie, August 3rd. And it'll be a wonderful trip. Roaring Twenties musical, comedy at the station, dinner, theater, and you get transportation, luncheon, the show, meal, taxes, gratuities, the whole thing for peanuts. You can't go wrong. They have a pickup at the DNF Plaza, too. Okay. They're going to have a Sharon Care annual indoor picnic. They usually have that over at the Beaver Club, and it's just a rip-roaring fun thing. The Woolley Prize went to Bob Fancher. Funeral home. Betty Kern and Mary Joy will be the kitchen committee for the June 25th. The hospitality meeting is the next meeting, June 25th. Drop around. Silver Creek Seniors, they have a good bunch there. They have a nice club room on Route 5 about where it hits 20. And it's fully set up with a kitchen and the whole schmear. It's wonderful. They own it themselves. Everybody got a flower corsage at the last meeting. And they always have lunch in there. Everybody helps out, brings in. And Irene Connie did all the decorations, and she does a great job of it. They've been there forever and ever and ever as president, usually. And I just wanted to say, there's a Chinese auction coming up over there at Silver Creek. Bring your stuff in when you come. Let's have a good turnout here. Carlton Hobart, thank you for the tire on the wheelbarrow. June 8th, next meeting. Silver Creek crowd. And the Steger high-rise apartments in Dunkirk, they do a lot of fun things. They have bingo always. Every club closes with bingo. You can't go wrong. Drop around there and say hello to these folks. They have a lot of things happening. I just wanted to mention another great club in this town. And let's see what I have here. We have the Mayville Club, and they have a great senior club. And I'm going to have to squint this out because I didn't print it big enough, and my eyesight is just horrible. But I wanted to mention the fact that Fran Miller is the president over there, and she says they're sponsoring a dinner dance on August 18th, which will be sponsored by Senior Council, partly. And then don't forget, the big picnic at Midway. That's going to be July 30th, and that'll be probably all day. Chicken and the whole schmear. Wonderful barbecue, peanuts. Happy birthday over there to Fran Anderson and Sarah Erickson, Marguerite Brightman, who will be 90. Hi, Marguerite. And happy anniversary to Jean Kelsey. She does all the trips and really does a hell of a job over there. She's terrific. They're going to California. Yeah, believe it or not, August trip to California, it's been already closed out. Usually they have room for somebody. You know, most senior trips, they'll take anybody along if they haven't filled the bus. Even kids. And it's a great trip always. It's tremendous, a lot of fun, wonderful accommodations, dinners, meals, and transportation, and it's just a sweetheart of a deal. It costs you next to nothing. If you want to meet the Mayville crowd, come on over June 17th. They meet at the VFW at the foot of the hill down toward the lake, down past the lake a little bit. And they have a nice place there. And thank you, VFW, for caring for our senior citizens. They always have bingo, of course. And last but not least, I wanted to say hello to Jane Curry. Jane Curry is, well, a lot of people in this area know Jane well. She's a noted photographer, does wonderful photography. It's actually photographed royalty and presidents. I mean, she has a hell of a career. She's written several books along with a friend on Chautauqua County. And they are covered with just filled with her beautiful photographs. But that's just her sideline. She actually runs Cadwell's Cheese Factory, or Cheese Cottage, or Cheese Shop. You know where that is. You go down into DeWittville, and just past town there's a Cadwell's. And that was run for years and years. That's been there for over a century, I think. Her father was a good friend of my father's, and they have the best cheeses. And it's the only place in the world where you can get a really fresh cheese because they go through so much cheese there. It's fresh, and the price is right, better than the supermarkets. And you can get specialty cheeses. I have two favorites. I love a good Limburger. And they have what they call a bar cheese, which is a little bit milder than Limburger, that is absolutely delicious. And incidentally, there is another kind of Limburger that's coming through that was milder and just as wonderful. And it was gone for forever. It just disappeared. I used to love it when I was younger, and it just disappeared. It's called Liederkranz. You know, they cranked up the Liederkranz factory. They're going to have Liederkranz again. Can't beat it. And if you ever go over to Jane's, who is a super person, I mean, this gal is just a lot of fun. If you ever go over there, ask her about the Mauvier. Mauvier is a French cheese, and the French farmers are very intelligent about cheeses. You know, they're big on wine and cheese in France. They discovered, and everybody knew it, I guess, but never acted on it, that the milk that is taken off the cow, when they milk the cow twice a day, in the morning and at night. Now, the morning milk tastes different because they've been sitting around chomping their cuds and sleeping all night long, and it has a different flavor than when they're out running around eating grass, munching fresh grass. And so the morning milk is different in taste and flavor and even consistency from the evening milking. So what they do is they process them separately. They make cheese out of just the morning milking, and they make other separate cheese out of the evening milking. And then they put them together, and they put a very light, fine film of edible ash in the middle, so you can tell it just gives you a little fine line of gray in the center, so you can tell the difference where they meet. And it's called Mauvier. And it is an absolutely delicious cheese. So ask her about that. Mauvier, M-O-B-I-E-R, and she'll show you, and she'll even give you a little taste of it. You'll love it. Jane Curry, thank you for being there. It's the greatest cheese shop in the whole world, I'm sure. All right, enough of that. I did want to mention, you know, I used to do chicken. The convenience foods are so common now and so cheap. People buy them. I've been buying, instead of making up a beer batter, battering my chicken, deep frying it, all the hassle and everything. I just go down and buy a pack of, I usually buy Banquet. For a few dollars, you get a great giant box. It's all prepared. You just stick it in the oven for a few minutes, and it comes out delicious and crunchy and sweet as could be. Banquet. And the Banquet has O-line TV dinners, too, and they're becoming very popular. Flip them in your microwave, bingo. 3 minutes later, you got a full dinner. Everything. Swedish meatballs, corn, macaroni. You got a brownie and so on. It's incredible. Life is sweet and cheap. I'm going to say goodbye. They're telling me you are off the air if you don't get off right now. I have a public service announcement for you. And then we're going to have the geezer on, and he shoots from the hip. And then we're going to have his granddaughter on, and then we're going to have his daughter on. This is Flexor Night. Here you go, guys. You're on. Public service announcement just for you.
Dealing with diabetes, and you might not have a leg to stand on. You might not have to face it. Eventually, you might not have to bother. Diabetes doesn't have to take apart your life. Not if you eat healthy, exercise, and take your medicine to control your blood sugar.
I'm controlling my diabetes. It's making a huge difference.
Control your diabetes for life. Call 1-800-860-8747.
Now you'll sit where your dad is. Oh. Watch it, watch it, watch it.
Careful, come on. Pick it up, Danielle. You're hooked on it.
Okay, we're back with the geezer. He shoots from the hip. He tells me he forgot what he's going to talk about, but he'll think of it in a minute. You're on, Mort.
Good morning, Reed. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I wish Reed was just joking, but he wasn't. Memory becomes a very serious problem when you get up into your middle 80s. I think that's how old I am, isn't it, Reed?
Oh, somewhere around there. You have one leg in the grave. We know that.
All right. But in any event, it's so nice to be back in Westfield, more precisely, and, well, that was precise enough, but northern Chautauqua County is one of the loveliest counties in the state, and I missed it tremendously while I was away down in Louisiana. Happily, I didn't see any part of the sea problem down there with oil popping up all over the place. I stayed as far away from it as I could. But for those of you who get the opportunity to travel and don't do it, let me recommend that you change your mind as fast as possible. It's really interesting and a lot of fun to get into other parts of the country. I was visiting my son down in Louisiana, He lives on the other side of Lake Pontchartrain from New Orleans.